amazing. So are you ready for day 2 of WIMBY's 22nd annual conference? Give it up for yourselves and WIMBY's Board of Trustees, management, and everyone who've worked hard to make this conference what it is for all of us. Now to our agenda for the day.
We had a chant yesterday. Let's do it as we start. And I want it with some energy and, of course, with the pose. WIMBY's 2023, what is your mission? I am possible. I am thriving. Congratulations on that. Now, to do the official recap and to officially welcome us to the second day of WIMBY's 22nd Annual Conference, it is my honor to bring up the conference chairperson, Mrs. Bimbo Oloyede. Give her a round of applause as she does the official recap from yesterday, and of course, welcome us to day 2 and set the tone for the conference today. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you.
Encourage her, encourage her. A to C auntie of the day. The I am.
That I am.
She is Excalibur.
Good morning, everyone. Oh. Good morning, everyone. Now we are talking. Okay. So Thursday, November the 2nd, 2023, will undoubtedly register in the minds of the teeming delegates that we had, those who attended day 1 of the 22nd Annual WIMBY's Conference. Delegates gathered excitedly to participate in the conference. Themed Mission I'm Possible, I Am Possible, I Thrive. The 2-day event got off to a lively start when the 2 MCs, Mojibade Soshonya and Inimfon Etuk, welcomed the 2,000 plus delegates on behalf of the WIMBY's Board of Trustees and the executive. And so far, I have not heard anybody give a round of applause to Moji and Inim. So please, let's give them a round of applause. The WIMBY's conference opened with the national anthem by Bamike Oba Adeyemi. It was followed with a welcome address from Molade Adeniyi, Chair, Conference Planning Group. She set the tone for the conference with her speech, while reinforcing that gender is not a limitation, but a strength. As she clearly stated, the WIMBY's conference is not just a conference, but a platform for transformation. I, as the conference chairperson, went on to introduce to you the A to Z of I Am, and we've just done it, so we're not going to do it again. And then we moved on to Plenary 1. Navigating through rugged, male-dominated industries. This was sponsored by Standard Chartered Bank and moderated by Dr. Rufai Oseni, award-winning TV host and TED conference speaker. Here are some of the major highlights of the conversation. From Captain Tolu Ita, becoming a pilot was a dream come true, having fantasized about flying planes from childhood. As an award-winning student, she advised delegates to be visible and determined to make their mark. Okay, pages have been. All right, so she said, don't be afraid to speak up. And she further urged them to create opportunities for other women coming behind them. For Dr. Victoria Ekomu, seizing an identified opportunity was the genesis of her entry into the security sector. What began as an advert became an enviable business on both sides of the Atlantic, dominating the security space nationally and internationally. Even the loss of her spouse did not deter her from taking their joint company to greater heights, having been well-grounded and certified in key aspects of the business. So for her, knowing your subject and product was one of her key takeaways. For Chief Diana Chen, CEO of Choice International Group, her entry point was the identification of the lack of new cars in the Nigerian market. According to the Triple High Chief, her international trade experience and research enabled her to spot the need, and she set up AC Motors, where she works majorly with male mechanics. However, she noted that her managers are mostly female because of their harnessed administrative strength, their reliability, and their ability to pay attention to detail. She also advised that women should learn how to attract positive attention to further their businesses. Engineer Ugochi Akiwu Onyike works in the oil and gas industry. She often found herself within the 5% margin of female workers in her male-dominated industry. She continuously pushed boundaries, undeterred by naysayers, whom she also proved wrong at every turn. She refused to be invisible, and in her own words, "My hand is always up." Interestingly, she confessed that she had attended WIMBI's conferences in the past and had voiced a desire to be a panel member one day. This 2023 conference is therefore a fulfillment of that desire. Panel members also shared tips on their coping mechanisms to overcome mental health issues, and their responses offered useful pointers for delegates to emulate. Self-care, good food, me time, those were all recommended. Engaging in sporting activities was another way suggested to release pressure. Spiritual activities were also mentioned, and a key strategy was learning how to control the narrative of various situations and developing a mindset that turns challenges to opportunities. Plenary 2, grit. That's getting results in tough times, stories of triumph. It was sponsored by the Bank of Industry, BOI. Diane Okoko, principal partner, Marcus Okoko and Company, moderated this panel, and she encouraged the panelists to reveal useful strategies to weather business storms. Some of the key highlights of the conversation: for Simon Melkwa, the DG of Cyber Defense Africa and the only male panelist, it's important to differentiate between strategy and tactics. He sees strategy as a long-term approach or guide which companies should stick to, even if elements may be subjected to slight circumstantial changes. However, tactics are short-term actions which create an enabling environment for the strategy to thrive, and working with government is one such tactic. He says tough times make you ask questions. Bola Matel Oko, also known as Coach BMO, believes that offering excellence and value promotes sustainability and then profitable results. For Alexander Ohu, head of operations at Josian Holdings Limited, communication is a key factor, but teamwork is what makes the dream work. In her experience, attention to logistics is critical if in these times you want your products to be visible in the marketplace. She also revealed some strategies to improve cross-border trade. For Sade Morgan, the Corporate Affairs Director of Nigerian Breweries, overcoming tough times requires having absolute confidence in yourself. She advised delegates to accept who they are, have self-direction, stick resolutely to their brand, and be the best in all aspects of their lives. She said this would enable them to own their own narrative, create visibility, learn how to see every situation in positive terms. And in bringing this session to a close, it was the opinion of these panelists that shifting mindsets and attitudes would build resilience for specific challenges. Act now and apologize later was one suggestion. Just get it done was another. And being bulletproof and having no shame was also advised. This panel also urged successful women to mentor and encourage other women to succeed. In conclusion, the conference was reminded that optimism is the faith that leads to hope and confidence. Then we had the Millionaire Grant, sponsored by Unilever PLC, who is celebrating its centenary anniversary this year. The day gave hope to delegates in other ways, because before proceeding to the next session, a Millionaire Grant, which was proudly sponsored by Unilever PLC and presented by Folake Ogundipe, National Finance Director and Executive Director, was won and awarded to Tosin Ajibade, popularly known as Olori Supergirl. Now we move to women in politics. So the delegates listened to the woeful situation about the position of Nigerian women in the political scene. We were addressed by none other than Dr. Abiola Akeode Afolabi, the Executive Director of Ward C and co-convener of the Womanifesto platform, which is a collaboration of over 350 women's organizations in Nigeria. She gave a brief history of the deliberate exclusion of women from politics over the last 20 years, culminating in the National Assembly jettisoning 5 gender-related bills from consideration last year. She appealed for women to put their mouths, or rather their money, where their mouths are, to fight this continuous marginalization, which is characterized by the very low percentage of female representation in the Senate and the House of Representatives, noting that gender equality is a prerequisite for development in Nigeria. Then we came to our very exciting keynote address. Energy was at an all-time high, and we received the anticipated keynote speaker in the person of Mr. Paul Onwanibe, CEO, Landmark Africa Group. His rousing speech from his heart left everyone in the audience with a key message of taking charge of our narrative and challenging the status quo. He shared 8 principles, 5 tools, and 3 confessions, and they were all deeply profound, and it was definitely the highlight of day 1. So, his 8 principles, very quickly: dare to dream, resilience, staying power, being adaptable, hard work and integrity, being passionate, honesty, and excellence. And well, there are some more nuggets from the session, but I'm sure many of you were taking notes, so I may not go into that. But he ended his session with a resounding message. We've heard it once already, but I think we need to repeat it. The opportunity of a lifetime can only be realized in the lifetime of that opportunity. Then we had another award, Impact Investment Award, sponsored by Coca-Cola Hellenic. And in that session, 2 more millionaires were created. One received 1 million, and the other received 2 million. And the award was presented by Olukemi Ogunshakin and Ifeoma Okoye. Then we moved to plenary 3, which is talking about collaborate, build strong alliances that last. The session was moderated by Ketura King, an award-winning journalist and executive producer. Some of the takeaways from that panel: admit that no man is an island. Whatever the job or role is, always prioritize excellence because it will make a way for you. Appreciate the values that all collaborators are bringing to the table. Get a good lawyer to advise you before the deal is signed. Embrace diversity in your team, and being female is not a weakness. We went on to have the Female Achievers Award, and we honored and celebrated female pioneers in the creative industry and the aviation sector. The veteran Chief Ibidun Allison, veteran actress also known as Amebo, was awarded for the Female Pioneer in the Creative Industry. Captain Chinyere Kalu, MFR, Pioneer Nigerian Female Commercial Pilot. Hawa Dambo Yimusa, Pioneer Full Licensed Female Air Traffic Controller. And late Christiana E. Stallings, Pioneer Nigerian Female Air Hostess. All were awarded for their impact in the aviation ministry. The day ended with 2 deep dive sessions, which went on simultaneously. The first one focused on modern-day challenges of parenting and raising families across borders. And then the second one was transgenerational succession for sustainability and impact. The delegates left at the end of yesterday with high expectations for day 2, having experienced the full packed value that day 1 offered. So here we are, ladies. It is day 2. I want you to enjoy it, But I also want you to make maximum returns on the investments that you have made in yourselves by being here. So just 3 things I want to say to you. Listen with a different mindset and new tympanic membranes. That is, new ears. Visualize your lives through new lenses so that when you are networking, you are making strategic connections and asking tactical questions. And third, learn valuable lessons so that you can become more intentional about moving the needle from thought to action. Ladies, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Listen, visualize, learn. Can we give her another resounding applause? Thank you very much, Madame, for that very robust recap of day 1, which was sponsored by Polo Luxury. And while she is right here on stage, we invite our Chairman, Board of Trustees, Wimbies, please join us on the stage. Ms. Bisi, I thought you were about clapping for her already. Ms. Bisi Adeyemi, we invite all the Wimbies founders to support them on this mission. And as well, we invite our chair, Conference Planning Committee Group, Molade Adeniyi, and the ED of Wimbies, if she is in the room, Hansatu Adegbite, to please come on board for this group photograph with our conference chairperson. Next up will be our Wimbies Impact video, and then we will have the sessions begin in full. Oh no, keep the music going because they've got to be a part of the video. Going on. They've got to feel good. This is our powerhouse.